And that's why the real estate planners has been born. And now that's going to be out to every real estate agent on the planet in the real estate wealth hive. And that training will change the world of how professionals see real estate and how to build wealth, protect that wealth, and then pass it on.
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and the wisdom of how they sold their first million.
So why do you think that we have such a large volume as real estate investor building wealth? And tell us what's the good, the bad, and the ugly of real estate investors.
Well, in all honesty, there's so many real estate investors that really don't consider themselves investors. We're at a point in time where people are passing on and going, and that property is being transferred. We're at the largest transfer of wealth the world's ever seen, with baby boomers and their parents passing on. Well, what happens is the parents pass on, the kids hold on to it. They're actually investors. They don't see themselves as investors. They see themselves as holding mom's old house, right? I'll figure it out later. What they don't realize, and they don't see that home with doors, windows, and a roof as an investment. They see it as mom's old house. So the first thing is really changing the mindset around people who own real estate. From the real estate perspective, I ask one simple question: do you own more than one property? So if the answer is yes, you're an investor. But most people don't consider themselves investors. They just have multiple properties. They don't measure the cash on cash return. They don't measure the cap rate. And in the United States, they think I'm just going to sell that and get the money out. Well, they don't consider capital gains tax as a liability and a problem that's going to really deplete their wealth over time. Yeah. So for us, what we focused our business on is helping the baby boomer and their parents pass on wealth. When we talk about real estate planner, I'm the leader of KW Real Estate Planner. When we talk about real estate plans, we talk about building, protecting, and passing on wealth, right? And that's what is missing in today's real estate industry, because most realtors want to sell and buy just to make money for themselves. What we've done is we're changing the industry to make sure that consumers know that you're going to want a real estate planner. Somebody's going to actually look after your money. Somebody's going to help you build wealth, maybe even teach you how to build wealth. Because frankly, most people don't know how to build wealth, right? And so that's the fundamental knowledge. The other thing that we're noticing around the world today is the young folks, they're not buying real estate, right? They're just not. I don't know if you know this, in the United States, Harry, in 1990, 50% of 35-year-olds owned a home. You know what it is today? 7%.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Why are they not buying? Well, for two reasons, I believe. Number one is they live in a spend life, not invest life, right? They go on Instagram and see all the fancy things everyone's buying, so they go and buy it, and they spend their money. They don't invest it, number one. Number two is their income didn't rise as fast as inflation has. Inflation outpaced them, and then they throw up their hands and say, you know what, I'm not going to buy. Well, what we do is we help parents and generations of folks unlock wealth from their investment property and help their grandkids and kids buy investment properties, buy homes for themselves, teach them how to build wealth, because the only way to build wealth is to invest. That's the only way. You can't save yourself to money, right? And if you look at the rate of inflation of 2 to 4%, if you're not north of 4 or 5%, you're going backwards, right, in wealth. And so, but most people don't consider looking at their real estate in that manner, right? They just see it as, hey, I'm getting income, or hey, little Johnny, he's a great tenant. You know, it's no problem, because they see real estate as appreciation. They don't consider it in cash flow, right? They don't consider the benefits that you get. They don't consider the appreciation benefits you get, right? And they don't understand that you can actually unlock that. And in the United States, you can defer all of your capital gains tax. It means I've saved millions of dollars for folks and families by doing a 1031 exchange, selling a property, buying another property of equal or greater value, and zero capital gain tax. What we do is We do you know how we
So
do that?
tell us.
That there's only guarantees in life. The first guarantee is that there will be a day, one day, Harry, you and I, we're going to die one day. That's a guarantee. The second guarantee in life is upon the death of both of you and your spouse, that's the date of transfer of wealth. So if that's the case, what's your plan to make sure that your heirs get everything that you want them to get, when you want them to get it, and how you want them to get it? So we're specialists in creating plans, which involves understanding the properties, understanding longevity, understanding your assets, and then understanding the next generation, PLAN. We wrote a book, Harry, called Property Decisions. It was
Wow.
written, the foreword was written by Gary Keller. He's the oracle of real estate in the world. And he wrote 3 pages in my book because he truly believes that this is a solution that we should be showing up to the community with to help them make good property decisions. It says property decisions, avoiding family disputes and painful taxes to create a legacy that lasts.
So Dan, it's very important. Let's talk about legacy because you're from Hawaii, Hawaiian native, and it came to my attention the other interview that we did with another real estate investor from Hawaii. It came to my attention that in terms of legacy, the house over there they're going very expensive, and if you guys don't catch up and learn how to invest in property, you're gonna get kicked out from your own land because the people go there with money, they buy the properties, and then
Yeah.
where you gonna go, guys? So we need
Yeah.
more and more people in Hawaii talking about real estate, talking about transfer of wealth, talking about everything that you are pointing out. Because indeed, if with a little bit of with some knowledge, they not only can keep the house, they also can generate income and buy another property. And wealth, right, that I think that the situation at the moment was pointing out to me that okay, if you live in a house and the house worth a lot of money, you sell it and then you go somewhere else, and then eventually Hawaii is gonna end up full of living there. And then you guys, where you gonna go? Tell me a little
Right.
bit more. How can you help your community to preserve and to keep wealth?
Well, that's really it. For the local families that live here, and really in any area where the land is expensive. Who owns that land? Well, it's not a 20 and 30-year old. It's not a 30 and 40-year old. It's a baby boomer. Their parent has a vast amount of wealth in real estate. They bought it. Classic story, Harry. Client bought it for $25,000. It's now worth $1.5 million. Same house, right? Same
Wow,
house. Same house.
wow.
And they're still cutting
It's
coupons.
enough kids to don't work anymore and to keep the property. So why they are getting rid of the properties and getting rid of the assets?
Well, it's not so much of getting rid of it, it's what they do after they get rid of it. See, you can, in a 1031 exchange, if I have 3 kids, right, or 3 grandkids that I want to bless, they don't have homes or renting, right? They want to buy, but they can't. How come they can't? Because they don't have a down payment. So what I would do is I would sell my $1 million property and I would bless my 3 kids at $300,000 each for a down payment, right? This is how you keep the kids here. This is how you keep the land in the local people's legacy, because now you're unlocking wealth from one and dividing into 3 and letting them take a mortgage and letting them be responsible and letting them build wealth on their own. But the reason why they can't build wealth, Harry, is because they don't have a down payment. So what we're doing is we're teaching older families to unlock that wealth and bless the next generation. And here's why, because I ask them, Harry, at the end of the day, when you're gone, who gets that? He says, the kids do. So, well, why are you waiting for? You don't need the money today.
100%,
So
100%.
we help you bless them. So we create
And with
plans
the
to do
right
that.
mentor, I think Dan, the thing is, I think that the missing piece is someone, especially from your own community, that they have experience, they can trust, they're looking at the best interest, right? And I think that this is the missing piece that
Yeah.
we need more and more people like you teaching not only from Hawaii but also all over United States. So to
Yeah.
help as more people as possible, because sometimes is keeping the wealth is the biggest challenge, because exactly as you said, they don't know yet they are investors, and if they don't know how to deal with that, then everything goes intact, everything disappears, and the wealth quickly disappear.
Yeah.
So apart from your book, Dan, tell us what else are you in place in order to help out the community of investors, especially from Hawaii?
So in our book, Property Decisions, and I recommend everyone buy that because it'll tell them stories of good and bad about people making good decisions, bad decisions, regarding making money, regarding avoiding tax, avoiding family disputes. It talks about 20 years of our life is in this book. But in the book, it says to go to danihara.com. And when we finalize that, which will be done in the next week or so, the consumer is going to go there and they're going to get information, free information that they'll find anywhere, number one. But we also are building a whole training environment for professionals. So all real estate agents outside of Keller Williams will have access to this training. Financial planners will have access to this training. CPAs, insurance providers, attorneys, because in what we're building, Real Estate Wealth Hive. And the Real Estate Wealth Hive is a collaboration of professionals. See, in today's world, the problem that we see is that the wealthy, you have a trust attorney, a CPA, and a financial planner, right? But none of them talk to each other, right? The attorney does his thing, the financial planner does his thing, and the CPA does his thing. And then when the client comes to say, what do I do with real estate? They go, just keep it. Keep it until you, right? They don't teach you how to measure it. They don't teach you about tax. They don't teach you how to avoid tax. They don't teach you how to build a legacy. And that's why the Real Estate Planners has been born. And now that's going to be out to every real estate agent on the planet in the Real Estate Wealth Hive. And that training will change the world of how professionals see real estate and how to build wealth, protect that wealth, and then pass it on.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.